A trophy deer shot at night using a spotlight, and the CALL7 investigators uncovering a state park ranger is the poacher. CALL7 investigator John Ferrugia is live. And John, you've learned Parks and Wildlife tried to keep it quiet.
That's right, Ann. The park ranger was caught red-handed. He was fined, removed from his position, and had his hunting license and privileges revoked. But he was also given another state job. But more than that, our investigation has found the state agency handling the case did its best to keep the case out of the news.
It was a trophy deer, very large antlers.
This was a park ranger.
Yes.
This is a certified police officer.
Yes, he was an officer at the time.
Rick Cables, director of Colorado Parks and Wildlife, says the ranger, Travis McKay, was stopped after bagging the trophy deer with a spotlight in a state wildlife area near Trinidad, Colorado.
Wildlife will freeze when a light is on him.
When he was stopped by Colorado Wildlife Officer Bob Holder and a federal Fish and Wildlife Service officer, McKay denied using a light, and that was his first lie. He lied about the location.
Yeah.
He lied about the time.
The report is pretty explicit this way.
In fact, the reports filed by both the state and federal officers note that the park ranger continued to lie even after he was told that it was a federal offense.
Right.
Fairly serious for a police officer to lie to a federal officer.
It certainly is.
It wasn't until McKay's partner admitted the crime that he finally confessed. But then, citing professional courtesy, according to the report we obtained, the federal agent stated that there would be no one in the community advised of the situation so as not to embarrass any parties involved. Then, the state wildlife officer, Holder, advised Travis McKay that I had not called in a license clearance on the vehicle or a driver's license clearance on either party to the Colorado State Patrol dispatch to avoid disclosure through scanners, etc. You going to do that for me?
Well, I don't think the point was avoiding public disclosure.
That's what it says. He wrote it in his report. The report also notes, I contacted both men by cell and had them meet me at separate times and after business hours at the Corps of Engineers office to avoid public inquiry. Are you going to protect me from public scrutiny if you arrest me?
There's no protection here. This is a fully disclosed report. There have been actions that have been taken, serious disciplinary actions, on this whole case.
In fact, Travis McKay faced serious consequences.
We fined him, as I said, over $11,000. He was transferred to another location. His officer certification, his commission was revoked, and he lost his hunting and fishing privileges for 3 years.
McKay was going to have to make a decision on how to handle the incident and the huge fine. The report makes it clear the effort to keep the incident quiet and away from reporters. I explained that if the court option were selected, that it would become public record at that time, and we could not control media involvement. He's telling him, pay it, and you won't be in the media. If you don't pay it and go to court, it will be public record.
I do not interpret that statement to be saying that.
I think anybody sitting in their living room would disagree with you. I mean, why do you think they want to keep this quiet?
That I have no idea and can't answer for you.
McKay now works in the maintenance area of the Cherry Creek State Park, where he had to take a slight cut in pay. His boss wouldn't let us talk with him there, so we caught up with him after work. Do you think you were given basically professional consideration to kind of protect your privacy on this?
I don't have any comment on that.
Were you surprised that you kept a job with the state?
Again, that's between me and the agency.
Sources within the State Department of Parks and Wildlife say some employees are upset that a park ranger proved dishonest and violated the laws he was sworn to uphold. Yet, he wasn't fired and was apparently given special consideration.
We had an individual who made a big mistake. A young man who did a really stupid thing that was illegal. And he has paid a serious penalty for that. If folks want to judge whether that was appropriate enough for what happened, then that's their judgment.
Now, you might remember that 2 Boulder police officers who poached a trophy elk resigned after being charged with felonies and trying to cover up that crime. Well, Rich Cable says that case is not the same, as his employee was not charged with a felony and did not make an ongoing effort to conceal his poaching. In the newsroom, I'm John Ferrugia, 7 News.